Happy Monday, y'all. I have something I want to share with you, which, happened today. Following what happened today with the markets in general, but specifically looking at the chart in AMC and what happened with the market conditions out there today. So it's going to give you a little bit more hope, a little bit more good news going into this week that is supposed to be a very, very tricky week for the market. So today, at some point, you look at your shape, you look at your account, your brokerage account, your gains or your losses deepening and your gains fading for those of you who are still in the green on AMC. Man, it hurts. Even when you know what is happening, even when you know you shouldn't sell and you decided you committed not to sell because you know what is coming, it is still very painful. Look, at some point, the stock was down 20% on no news. And look, as I'm talking today, on the high of the day, it recovered almost 21%. The highest today was around what, $18.56. Look, 21% in a single day. What is really interesting about this, and this is what I really want to share with you, is the fact that the VIX is also really, really high. The VIX reached close to all-time highs. Going above 38. The VIX went above 38. The last time the VIX went above 38, it was really in 2020. It was in the midst of, the pandemic, and, people were panic selling when, Delta variant was around. Nobody was looking about, the presidential elections. It was quite scary, meaning that this red wave that we're seeing today, look, the red wave that we're seeing today, which at some point was even worse than, it actually is. You look at the NASDAQ, things were worse because at some point it was down 4%, and it's already recovered almost all of the losses that we've seen at the very first half of the trading session today. When you look at the Russell 2000, it's like a different story, because the Russell 2000 really, not really a different story, but the Russell 2000 recovered and went all the way up in the green zone. Almost 4% recovery today. And when you look at AMC as well, even though it's not in the green zone yet, it's not on the 14. It's bounced pretty hard, gaining, as I mentioned earlier, almost 20% at the time of recording this video. So why is this really important? You might say, well, first of all, when the VIX is this high, it means that people are just selling stocks. People are just overreacting. By people, I mean either the algorithm of, the hedge funds, the big banks, but also some of the investors not really knowing what to expect, especially when you look at the calendar that we have to this week with the Fed meeting on Wednesday. People don't really know what Jerome Powell is going to tell us. He's going to tell to the market about how to fight inflation, etc., etc. So people are just freaking out, and that's what resulted into the red wave we see so far today. But the good news is, also, when this gets this high, it means that literally, because it went high as quickly, it's a sharp rise, it's also expected to have a sharp decrease. And whenever the fear gauge, the VIX, this is like the index measuring how panicking people are behaving with the investments into the stock market. So as sharp as it goes, right up, as sharp is also expected to go back down. Look, throughout all the entire year in 2021, this is what we've seen, boom, sharp increase, high, boom, sharp decrease, sharp increase, sharp decrease, because usually the sharp increase means people are just panicking or overreacting based on some news, all right? But when it comes to AMC and you look at the Russell 2000 and you look at what happened today, first off, this is not only due to manipulation. Whether you want to believe it or no, whether you want to accept it or no, AMC is also part of the market. And because of that, it will be, dragged down or dragged up with the market mechanics. Being one of the top weighted stocks into the Russell 2000, if the Russell 2000 drops, which in the last month have lost, 11%, with everything that we already know is happening in AMC, with the synthetics, it would just be over leveraged. So if it was supposed to drop 10% as the Russell 2000, well, it will drop, as we saw today, two more times, two times higher than this drop. And what we've seen the last 6 months, the last month, it's also correlated highly with what we've seen in the market as a whole. So I'm expecting, as I mentioned in my videos yesterday, on what to expect this week, that we might see a sharp recovery based on the red wave that we're seeing today, because I believe that today was just an overreaction. And the truth of the matter is, if you look at crypto is also recovering slowly. Bitcoin is on the green for the session. If you look at the Nasdaq is just this close of getting into green territory, and we are like 20 minutes away from market closure. So just to say that, don't panic and do something stupid that you regret when this thing starts to do what it's supposed to do, going back to the new all-time high. So you already know what to do, man.